right now, today in this masterclass, we're going to have the next one. I have Mr. Milind Jadhav with me, one good friend of mine, and we've known each other for the last maybe 15 plus years. So to introduce Milind is a certified life coach from Pune. He has been doing life coaching for the individuals from 2012 on, and has done more than 6,000 hours of personal coaching for more than 350 clients across 32 cities in India and abroad. Through coaching, Milind Jadhav is actually helping people to deal with challenges in any areas of life. It could be related to career, performance, relationships, finances, health. And Milind actually is from IIM Bangalore, and he has been certified from the Certified Coaches Alliance, which is an international coach certification body. And before he took up coaching, Milind has more than 15 years of experience in advertising industry, and he was associated with some very popular reputed brands like Sony, Taj Mahal, and Godrej. So I have great privilege in welcoming Milind Jadhav here to our session. So Milind, welcome. Just look forward to hear from you. So welcome all. Let's all put a very warm applause, maybe in the chat box. Just put down your show so that we'll welcome Milind Jadhav to this session. Just put a clap so we can have a virtual clap in welcoming Milind. Hey, thank you so much, Rav.
Thanks. Thank you so much. Paddy, just wanted to check if you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Can everybody hear me? So I can see some of my own clients here. So that's so nice. Nadeem, Shrikant, okay, there's so many familiar faces here. So, and there's so many people who I have not known, but one thing I've learned from Paddy, strangers are friends we haven't met yet. You remember that, Paddy? 15 years back, we used to say, strangers are friends we haven't met yet. So guys, we're all friends here, okay? Just that we're meeting for the first time. We were destined to meet here. So I'm so glad and I'm so honored and so privileged to be here along with all of you. So Paddy, I really look forward to this session. Paddy and me have known each other for like good 15 years. Today, who I am is, one of the main people who give direction to my own life is Ravi Padmanabhan, Paddy, as we call him. And today, there's so many people I help, get them direction in life. So Paddy is in a way a big source for that. So thank you so much for this opportunity, Paddy.
Yeah, thank you, Milind. So can you share about your background? So the program's format is like this. We'll go on with having Q&A with each other for maybe around 30 to 40 minutes.
Okay.
But in case audience has some questions, they can always put it in the Q&A box. So we'll take up any questions from the audience also in the Q&A box. So audience, if you're looking at having any specific questions in regards to your current situation, and especially with the mindset part, how do you handle it? How can you look at facing some challenges in life? You are always looking like you can be sharing it here. It may not be very specific, but you can tell me what are the situations. So we'll take up questions as and when they keep coming. So Milind, can you share about how did you get started? What in terms of your career, what were you doing, and how actually you the initial part of your career was?
Sure. So I'll get to that in a minute. Just a little thing for the audience, okay, which is sometimes I cover it as part of my coaching also. I want all of you in the audience. For me, it is not an audience. I want you to remember, each of you, that I'm speaking to you, okay? I'm speaking to you, Deepa, Gautam, Gopinath, Govind, Hari, Jaya, Kapil, all of you. I'm speaking to each of you individually, okay? I want you to forget that the rest of how many people are there? 142 of you. It's amazing. It's growing, okay? Please forget that the remaining people exist in this, okay? Each of you is a beautiful soul, and each of you is having a conversation with me right now. And Paddy is a facilitator. Neither of us is going to judge you. Judgment means right and wrong. Okay. There is no right and wrong. There is no such thing as a stupid question. The only stupid question is the one which never gets asked. Okay. I want you to behave like kindergarten children, because you're going to see how much of a child I am. I'm not 52 years old. You'll see how, I'm just 5. Okay. I'm 5 for my mother and I'm 5 for you today. And that's what helps, me coach very powerfully. So with that, so please be absolutely free with me. So that's one thing. Yes. So Patty, while you did mention a few things about me, and thank you so much for that introduction. I'm an engineer. Okay. See, okay, before what kind of an introduction is that? Am I an engineer? Is that an introduction at all? I'm an engineer and I'm an MBA. No, I'm somebody's son. I'm somebody's father. I have 2 children. My son is 23. My daughter is 15. I just celebrated my 24th wedding anniversary with my wife on 11th of December. So I'm somebody's husband. I'm somebody's friend. Okay. And I'm somebody's brother-in-law. And there's so many relationships I have. Okay, who am I? Is such a difficult question to answer, really. So there are multiple roles that I play in life. But yeah, if you want to know a little bit, a lot of us, we equate who we are with our career and with our education. So yeah, I did my engineering. I never did a job in engineering, though. And a lot of this is relevant actually in the large part of our conversation. When I coach people, I realize that people so often they're what they do in their career has nothing to do with their education sometimes, and then they end up in debt, or right. We'll talk about that. But yeah, I was one of those. I did I'm an electronics engineer. Then I did my MBA from IIM Bangalore. I specialized in marketing and advertising. And then 15 years, I was in the corporate world. I worked in various ad agencies, okay, helping, brands grow. That was the initial part of my career. And that is my last job was that of vice president, marketing, sales, and business development in a real estate company. And that's where I met Paddy, actually. The last phase. And I'm sure a lot of that will get covered as before I switch to self-employment. Okay. But yeah, that was the initial part of my career. I was 15 years, like many of you probably are in the corporate world. So Paddy, that's the broad background.
Okay. So what happened was, like, I met Milind somewhere in end of 2007. At the time I was working with Citibank, and I was also looking at, hey, what are the opportunities which we can look at growing myself. So what happened, Milind? How did the 2008, there was a big recession in the real estate sector, and across financial sectors, many people got impacted.
Yes.
And the stock market crashed. I got impacted severely in that. So what happened to you? And can you tell me that phase of 2008 when there were several challenges which you had faced?
Yes. So I'll just rewind 1 year back before that. Okay. So 15 years of my corporate career, out of that, 13 years was in a high pressure advertising job. And surprisingly, the last 2 years when I was VP marketing, it was much more, calmer in terms of my work profile. Okay. The work I was doing was hardly, it was just a 8-hour, 9-hour kind of work. And the recession had already started setting in, and we had huge challenges on the work front. And what happened, that was the time I was investing in developing myself. That's the time I met you, Paddy. Remember 2007, 2008. And that is when my mind opened up that a job is only going to get me this far. So 8% increment, 10% increment. Every year I used to crave for those kind of increments. And then whenever I wanted more money, okay, change a job, okay, and probably negotiate for 15 to 20% increment. But that was the time, that 2007 to 2009 period, when I was associated with Paddy and a couple of my other mentors, is when my mind really opened up that if it is about creating wealth, and if it is about creating a money mindset, then money comes from ideas. Money comes from, you with the same skills you can develop, you can earn so much more money. So, and that is when the recession hit. It hit just the way there's a recession going on now. The recession hit, okay, and I lost my job. Okay, it was in the it was early 2009 that I lost my job. They didn't pay salaries for about 3 months actually. But by then, thanks to the various learnings which I had got already, okay, from the various programs which I had attended, Paddy's programs and several books which I had read, my mindset was really developed. Okay, so the recession hit, but I was ready. I was mentally ready to start off. So a whole lot of challenges started after that, but that phase was very critical. 2007, 2009, developing yourself, what I call building your boat.
Got it. So, what was the debt? Can you share that situation? Like, how much was the debt you had, and
Oh yes.
So in terms of numbers, so that we know that, hey, how did you face your family? Because being in a family and having a children, there's always a question: should I go back to in search of a job, or should I pursue something new, which is completely in a different domain altogether?
Got it. Okay. Now this might. So what happened was, over my corporate job, okay, and some of you may relate to this because I see this very often in coaching. What do? You get like Robert Kiyosaki of Rich Dad Poor Dad says, you go to school, you go to college, you get a job. Okay. And if you've got a loan, then you pay off the educational loan. Thankfully, I didn't have that. But then you get a job, and then the salary is just not enough. Okay. And then you get married. And then you get kids. Okay. And these expenses increase. This is everybody's story. Salary is never safe, and the problem is not that the salary is not enough, and I'll come to the debt part, the details part, okay, but I'm just building this because many people in this audience probably are making the same mistake which I did, and I don't want them to make this mistake, and that's why we're even having this session. So the problem is never the salary. The problem is how we manage the salary, how we manage the income. And that is one thing I learned, that although it's like my mother had told me this, but I never took it seriously. It was, if I had that financial discipline, I wouldn't have gotten myself into a mess. And throughout my corporate career, all I was doing was I was switching jobs, 2-3 years in one job, then another job. Okay. And every time I switched a job, I used to get a new credit card, okay, with a higher credit limit. Or I used to get a personal loan to pay off one of the credit cards. And now I have a personal loan EMI running. And now I have a credit card which is with a zero outstanding, but I have not closed that card. Okay. So over a period of time, I went on accumulating what Robert Kiyosaki calls bad debt. Because this debt was not serving me. This debt was just buying me a lifestyle. Okay. These were not secured loans. This debt was not for a house, or, it was not a business loan. This was all, buying sunglasses and vacations and stuff like that. That was what that debt was. And I didn't, it is like that story where they say a frog and the boiling water. Okay. If you put a frog in normal, in a boiling water, okay, it'll jump off because it'll realize it's not very comfortable to be in that boiling water. But if you put a frog in normal water and then you turn on the heat, slowly you'll have a cooked frog. So what happened is, in those 15 years of my corporate career, I was like that. I got cooked, basically. I got cooked by these banks, by these credit cards, and I take full responsibility for that. Okay. It's not a question of self-blame. I take responsibility for putting for my overconfidence, for my stupidity, for my foolishness. And before I realized it, I had 3 credit cards. You can make a note of this. Okay. Because this is, you got to say, I'm not going to be like Milind. I had 3 credit cards with a total outstanding of 5 lakhs across those 3 cards. I had 3 personal loans and 2 car loans, which were incidentally on the same car. Okay. Which was, I don't know how I managed that. And I had a total debt of about 25 lakhs, which was big for that time. So, and I had no job. And I had monthly EMIs totaling to about 1 lakh. 95,000 to 1 lakh, no job. And my savings are obviously zero. Okay. Because if I had savings, I would have, prepaid something, or I would have paid off something. And that was the situation. Okay. And like you said, Paddy, the easiest thing or the most simplest thing would have been to get another job, which was not easy in a recession. But with my qualifications, if I had really tried hard, I would have gotten some job somewhere. If not I was in Chennai that time, but instead of Chennai, if I had gone to Hyderabad, Bombay, somewhere else, I would have gotten a job. But I was so done with this whole jumping from one job to another and accumulating debt that I said, no, I'm going to be self-employed. And this debt is there, but at least I have the mindset now, what it takes to create money. Money can be created here. Okay. Money is not created in a job. It's created here. So that was my starting point. When people say, I don't have money, okay, to start a business or to start to do self-employment, I tell them, you need an idea. You don't need money. I started with minus 25 lakhs. So that, that was that is where I was, Paddy.
Okay. So I can see some people in the chat and also in the Q&A, people have been asking, like they've been saying that one of the participants has been sharing that his entire salary is going to manage the debts. Like, what do you say? What is your input which you want to share so that people can get? Because what happens is like right now, I can see like I've been into training for the last 15 years. I can see like people think, hey, there's only one solution for this, but they're not looking at the perspective that there can be multiple solutions for the same problem. So
Yes.
how can one build that that new perspective, or what do you think one should do so that they can open up to new possibilities?
Got it. Okay. And I'm good that we are doing this Q&A format, rather than a very linear kind of a discussion, because then we are addressing specific issues, which are live issues, which people are facing. What I would say, again, I see this in coaching also. The common way, and I was no different. I was, till I met you also, Paddy, I used to only think job. If I want money, I have to do a job. Okay. Because job is my employer is my baap. I will work. They will pay me on the first of the month. Okay. Now, there are many more ways to earn money. There is, and we are not just talking about the stock market. That is extreme. Okay. But what is money really? You're solving a problem for society. Somebody pays you for that. The employer is just one of the ways. You committed your life to that employer and you're saying, okay, I'll work 10 hours and they're going to pay you. And you got certain debt. Let's say you got a 2 lakhs rupees salary per month, and you got, and you have a lifestyle of, let's say, whatever, you have a house loan and a credit cards and whatever else, and everything is going, in those 2 lakhs are getting spent, and you're saying nothing is getting saved, and I'm just in this trap continuously. I don't know when I will come out of it. First things first, and I'm just speaking intuitively here, okay, because there are millions of things I can share, and because of the sheer experience that I've got in handling this situation. Cutting down expense is important, but that's not the most important thing. Okay. If you focus on expenses, then there's only so much you can see. It's easier to earn 10,000 than to save 10,000. Write this down. It's easier to earn 10,000 extra than to cut down 10,000. How much can you cut? You'll sack your cook, you'll sack your maids, your wife will go through some troubles or whatever. You'll send your children by bus. How much will you cut down your expenses? You'll shift from a 3 BHK rent flat to a 1 BHK flat. And that's what I said, no, I'm going to cut down my expenses a little bit, but I'm going to focus on growing my income. Your income is, because there's no limit. There's only a limit to which you can cut down your expenses unless you go and live in a village. Then you can really, but your debts are not going to cut down, right? You can cut down your lifestyle a little bit, but there is no limit to how much you can grow your income. And your income is not proportional to what your employer decides. Your income is proportional to the skills which you can market. Some people say, I don't have too many skills. Well, you can speak English. You can do English classes. You can do tuition classes. Okay. Yoga. You can do, there is over and above your job. And I'm not suggesting you do what I do. Okay. I have nerves of steel. Okay, I'm a maverick by nature. Everybody is not. I am not asking you to be like. You can be, you can be much more saner in the way you approach life. You can still hold your day job and you can explore your skills. What skills do I have which society wants? One of the examples I often give is in the pandemic period, there were people who were selling roti and sabzi, okay? Vegetables and chapatis and rice and whatever to isolated COVID patients over and above their day jobs. That's how they earn money because that was the need of the hour then, okay? What is it that you can bring to the party? What is it that you can give to the universe, to the society, which society will pay you for over and above your day job? You can increase your income. You can find ways. Today I say all you need. Okay, let me open my phone cover here so that I can just show you my phone. Can you see this? Okay, this is all you need to earn money. Of course, you need to have an internet connection. No, and yeah, now what do we do with it? Social media. Okay, nothing wrong with social media, as long as you create something. You create. Don't just consume. Create. So net, what we are talking about is you need to get rid of debt. You need money. Okay, you need to earn money. You need to find ways to earn money. Money is an idea. Money is a function of your imagination. So the quality and your quantity and the quantity of your ideas is going to generate more money for you. So we're like compressing a whole lot of money theory into this one little session, but it is possible. It's possible. Anybody can do it. Anybody sitting in some small town can do it today. So Paddy, there's just, a little one way to address it. Paddy, I can't hear you.
Yeah. So can you share what books specifically or in terms of mentors or coaching, which really helped you to look at upskilling yourself to build this one? And how important is it that one needs to look at investing in oneself, especially if someone is in debt? There's always this dilemma. Hey, can I look at this as an expense, or should I look at using this money to invest in myself? Because that's one thing people always think is like, hey, can I use this money to reduce my debt? Or should I take that as a loan and keep upgrading myself? What do you think on that?
So, you can, brilliant question, Paddy. Okay. Debt is something which you can keep paying. This is the most comfortable, and I don't advise that you go on taking debt. Okay. And if you're already in debt, I know what it feels. I know what it feels it's like a burden on your head. You need to get comfortable with your debt. Okay. You need to first accept that you're the one who created that debt. When somebody approved that debt, you celebrated. Okay. That money was very useful. Some bank, some Citibank or whoever, HDFC Bank gave you that money, gave you that 1 lakh, 2 lakh credit card or car loan or whatever it was, or house loan. They gave you that money because it was useful for you. You needed it at that point. You got to be grateful for that debt. There was a time in between when my CIBIL rating was so low that nobody was willing to give me any further debt. Okay. So you are in a privileged position if somebody is giving you debt. So be grateful for your debt. Be comfortable with the debt which you already have. But then now take a vow that you're not going to accumulate any more debt than what you already have. So be comfortable with that debt. Now, having with that debt which you already have, and you got to service that debt. Okay. You got to keep paying your monthly EMIs. Otherwise, you're going to have a bad CIBIL record. So that is the most basic thing. Don't get into a mess where people, let me share with you. I've had situations where I was behind on my schedule, paying off my loans, that people used to call me. I used to get about 15 to 20 calls in a day sometimes from various banks. So, when are you paying money? I've even had gundas at my house, okay, or at my doorstep saying, asking for money. Please don't get into that kind of a situation. So you have to keep paying those monthly, and if you can pay a little bit more, that's great. But yeah, I also do recommend that if you have surplus, you need to put aside a little, whatever you can, okay, for investing in yourself, because that investment in yourself is the best investment you can ever do. I have, although I've attended Paddy's stock market workshops and stuff like that, and I've lost a decent sum of money in the 2008, 2009, when I did have a lot of money. But I've always realized that the best money, the best investment is not real estate, it's not gold, it's not stock market, it's not cryptocurrency. Your best investment is yourself. And that has paid dividends. Okay. When I invested in upskilling myself, today I'm still reaping. My insurance advisor was asking me the other day, till when do you think you can earn money? I said, till the time I can open my mouth and, help people, I can earn money. Okay. Because I invested, I took a decision, and I've borrowed to, there were programs, and I'll come to the program. For example, I did a program called Landmark, like the Landmark Forum. Okay. Paddy only introduced me to Landmark. I didn't have 7,000 rupees in April 2009. Okay. Because I was deep in debt already. This was just after, I'd gotten out of that job. 7,000 rupees to pay Landmark I didn't have, but I had just a little bit money left on my credit card, on my where I swiped my credit card and I said, no, I'm going to do this program. And there were so many other books and programs and seminars which I kept attending. I used to borrow money. Okay. Sometimes I used to increase my debt, because that's good debt. Because that, what Robert Kiyosaki defines as an asset is something which puts money in your pocket. So any investment in yourself, you have no idea how it's going to pay you back in the future, but it's going to pay you back. Every book you read, even if one concept you implement from that book, you have no idea how well it's going to pay. There is no such thing as, oh, I paid 4,000 rupees for this seminar and I didn't get any value from the seminar. You'll always get something from some programs will pay, the ROI from that program will be phenomenal. In this case, this is free. Okay. So you don't have to pay anything, but I promise you're going to get phenomenal ROI. There are some programs you pay 5,000 and you'll get very little return on investment, but that's how it is. That's just how it is. But you got to keep investing in yourself. I read, thanks to Paddy's recommendation, I read T. Harv Eker's, what is The Millionaire Mindset. So that was the book I read. Then Rich Dad, Poor Dad, in that series of books, that was a huge influencer. There was Brian Tracy's books, Tony Robbins' books, these basic books which help you shape your mind, which help you think in a whole new way, which help you think big. And this is not just a motivational gyan. Okay, I mean, all these books, they actually, especially when you are down in the dumps, you can't be saving money at that point in time. You can't be just, because you can't be just, paying off your interest. You are responsible for propping yourself up. You got to be reading books left, right, and center. You got to be attending seminars. You got to be, there is so much available internet, on the internet today, quality programs. And I always say, pay for programs. Don't just go to some YouTube videos and download some and watch something which is for free. Because, don't be, as they say, don't be cheap on your way to greatness. It is investing in yourself. You'll get crazy dividends. So one of the biggest influences was obviously, the Landmark programs. I did Landmark programs and they helped me stay sane. Okay. Especially in that rough period which I was going through. Life Academies programs, okay, Paddy and my good friend Ashraf from Chennai, who runs a Life Academy, those programs helped. Many of these could be members from Life Academy, I'm sure. But you have to find some, you don't have to always go to some Tony Robbins and pay 5 lakhs and go to US and attend this program. There could be somebody in your neighborhood. There you can find, sometimes you can do paid coaching, sometimes you can get a mentor. Who's a mentor? So mentor is somebody who's willing to contribute, who's willing to kind of help you see things which you can't see, okay? And who's willing to guide you in a certain way. You can go and ask somebody, hey, can you mentor me? So you got to take help. You cannot be in your shell. If you are, down in the dumps, you have to let go of your ego. And I'm going to be very blunt and very straight here, okay? Because when the banks come knocking on your door, no, okay, then your ego, all this ego, you have to go, you'll be regretting then. Why didn't I ask for help? I look at it that I should have asked my in-laws for help 15, probably when I got married, okay, when I was already getting into debt. I didn't do that. I asked for their help much later when I was already in a mess. You go to ask for help. Help is the best thing. But most of us, we have ego. We say, no, I can do it myself. You can't do it yourself. You're not supposed to. That's what you are in a planet full of 8 billion people. You're supposed to help each other. You're supposed to help others, and you're supposed to ask for help. So I remember chewing Paddy's brains. Paddy, what about this? Paddy, what about that? Okay. And Paddy was so generous. He was, he was like a giver. He freely used to give. So yeah, I know I'm going all over the place on this, but that help, that's the theme. You got to take help and you got to invest in yourself. Sometimes paid, sometimes free.
Thank you for sharing, Milind. And can you tell me how was it like from being an employee, you became a solopreneur? That journey. What are the things which you did, and how did it feel like to earn on your own? What was the feeling when you started to, hey, I made my first own paycheck?
Oh my God. So 1st March 2009, I started off on my own. And 1st April 2009 was the first time I didn't have a salary. Okay. First time ever in my job. It's such a beautiful feeling. Many of you people who you have salaries and you get a WhatsApp message. Those days we used to only get SMS. There was no WhatsApp. So salary has been credited. Okay. Such a cute feeling, right? And it's all well till it's not well, like that. Today it's been I counted, it's been 153 months now. I don't have a salary. Okay. But that time when the first month happened, there was no salary and you got a bills to pay, right? Thankfully, I had my provident fund a little bit, which was only going to help me for 2-3 months. And I knew I had to make it work. And you are there in the ocean. Okay. Many of you are in comfortable jobs. And that is because you're in comfortable jobs, it becomes difficult to start off in self-employment because you're already in that comfort zone. I was already thrown out of the comfort zone. Okay. But you can throw yourself out of that comfort zone. And for me, yeah, I did start with training programs. If you remember, Paddy, the brand new workshop, you have to start. If any of you are making notes, please write down. Don't wait to be perfect. Please start. Wherever you are, start with something. And if you think you're going to fail, please fail. Okay. That is the first thing. I failed. Do you know how many, do you want to guess? Can I ask this question? Guess how many people participated in my first workshop? It was in a 3-star hotel. If you remember, this brand new workshop, Paddy, you attended in August, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But the first one, which I conducted in April in Deccan Plaza or whatever, one of those hotels. I charged 5,000 rupees per participant. How many people attended? You want to take a guess? How many people attended the first workshop? 5. Somebody says 5. 4. Okay. 10. 3. 1. 20. Wow. Okay. 1 person. Okay. Some of you are close. You know how many people attended? 0. Nobody showed up. Can you see, the rejection feeling? It's bitter. And that's why you need to embrace it. You need to go through it. You can't, right now, many of us, we are in corporate jobs, we face rejection, but who bears the risk? The employer bears the risk. Okay. That's not rejection. When you are out there, okay, we get rejected when some company doesn't hire us. That's just about the only rejection we face. Okay. Oh, this company didn't hire me. You still have your job. But when you are trying to earn money, I've had situations 3 times between 2009 and 2014. 3 times I've had a situation where there was no money to buy food in the house. And the debt is still there. And I'm tired of asking people for money. I mean, I was tired of asking friends and family for money. I was tired. Okay. And they were also tired of giving. And and my wife is saying, Milind, we need to at least buy Maggie for the children. And I said, but I don't have money. Okay. You have to. So what I'm saying is, you have to do whatever it takes. You have to keep trying. It's like you'll drown otherwise. So I did that workshop. 0 people came. You think I gave up? I didn't give up. 2 months later, I did it again. Okay. And that time I charged 1,000 rupees and some people came and so on. You have to keep trying. But many of us don't even take that first step thinking that we will fail, that fear of failure. You're going to fail. People say, what if I fail? What do you mean? What do you if you fail? You are going to fail. There's a 95% probability you will fail. But why is there such a big stigma about failure? I talk shamelessly about my failures. It's all over my social media, Paddy. You've been seeing it for the last 10 years. I talk about my alcoholism. I talk about my bankruptcy. Okay. I talk about what a disaster, about my stupidity. There are a whole lot of good things I've done in life. I've changed people's lives. I don't only talk about that. I'm a human being. I'm designed to fail. I'm not a perfect person. Who told you you're going to, you will always succeed, right? So what I did, Paddy, in those first 2-3 years was critical. Between 2009 and 2012, I kept trying. I didn't give up. You can't give up, okay? You cannot give up when you got a family to support. You have to be absolutely. I know sometimes it may be emotional for some of you to hear it. It's very emotional for me to, I might break down in this session. Okay, I might cry. It's okay. And please, I cry twice a week, by the way. Okay, when I started coaching in India, when there was no coach, there was no coaching. The concept of coaching didn't exist. Only there were corporate coaches only. Now there are more than 1,000 coaches, but I'm a human being at the end of the day. So you got to keep trying your way. You got to keep stumbling your way through all your failures. But you got to, whatever, you can't be just complaining about your problems. You got to do something about it. Do anything. There's no perfect step. I don't have, if people were expecting some blueprint, I'm giving you the attitude is the blueprint. That's the attitude. There's my follow these 5 steps and you'll be out of it. Oh, it doesn't work that way. That way you Google, you'll get all kinds of, specific guidance. Okay. I'm just telling you what worked for me. Paddy?
Okay. Yeah. So how did you move? Like, how did you end up into coaching industry?
Oh, God.
Like,
yeah. So training, I realized corporate training is a very crowded market. Okay. That brings us to a very, very important point actually. Some people say, why coaching? See, when you start off, when you really, you got to be fired. If you really want to be fired up, at some point in time in your life, and this is a question many of you must be asking, what am I doing in this job? Okay. Why am I doing this job? Just to pay my bills? So whether you are in a job or whether you're out of a job, you have to give some meaning to your life. What people usually say, purpose. What is the purpose of my life? Okay. Is purpose of your life is nothing but some meaning. Why are you born? Why did your mother, spend 9 months, and she kept you for 9 months and then she gave you birth and she took a risk to give you birth? What for? So that you can live a risk-free life. Take some risks. Do something useful to society. And I decided, I still remember the day I told my wife, although I tell people that I lost my job, technically I was the one who told my employer saying, listen, you not paid me for 3-4 months. You might as well tell me to leave. Yeah. Okay. And she said, Milind, let him sack you. And I said, what is it? He's not officially sacking me. Okay. And I called her up. I was at Gemini flyover in Chennai. I was driving in my Verna from home to office. And I was at a signal. I was caught in a traffic jam. And I called my wife and I told her, today I'm quitting my job. Okay. It's been 3-4 months. But today, that's it. I'm not going to work. And she said, but what will you do? I said, I'm going to empower people. She said, how? I said, I have no clue. I'm just going to, and somebody will pay me for what I do. Okay. Today, people pay me as much as even 7,500 or 10,000 rupees per hour for coaching them. Okay. And there was a point in time when I didn't remember what I told you. Nobody was willing to pay me even, 1,000 rupees or 5,000 rupees for a workshop, for a full day workshop. And that included 2 coffees and one lunch. And still people were not willing to pay me. But you need to have a purpose. You need to have some meaning. You can't, and this is so, we hear all this, no? We hear passion, purpose. We hear it in videos. We read it in books. And why do you want to wait till you're 40 and 45 to get that? No, you can be any age and say, I'm going to make, I'm going to make my life much more meaningful than what it is now. And then, and that gives you that fire to wake up. I put a 5 o'clock alarm, by the way. Okay. Every day I put a 5 o'clock alarm. Guess what time I wake up? I don't wake up at 5. Okay. Most people struggle not to wake up at 5. I struggle to wake up at 5. I wake up at 3. I wake up at 3:30. And I'm wide awake because I want to work. I want to do something. Okay. And this is my 11th year in coaching, my 14th year in self-employment. I'm so fired up. I have to push myself to go back to sleep because I've chosen, I'm not running a restaurant, okay, or something which I don't enjoy. I'm not in an advertising business, which I don't enjoy. I'm doing something which I truly enjoy. So you have to find something which gives you meaning, which you will be so fired up, okay, and the money will flow. Like they say in Three Idiots, no, in Amir Khan says, no, don't chase money, don't chase success, chase excellence. You have to find something where all of you have something, where you're excellent at something. It's a lie when you say, no, I'm not good at, you're refusing to take a responsibility for finding what you're good at. Okay. This is a story in your head that, no, I'm not good at this, and I'm not good at that. I'm not good at too many things. Somebody told you, some aunt told you, is it? When you were 15 years old, that you're not good at anything. No, you need to get out of the attitude and find something. There must be something you're good at. Now you can convert, you can monitor, you have to find something which you are good at, and society is willing to pay you for it. Okay. So in my case, Paddy, I did this whole training thing for a while, and one thing led to another. That's what happens when you start off. The universe starts supporting you. In one of my workshops, I think it was in Savera Hotel, okay, in Chennai. In the second coffee break, a person approached me and he said, Milind, I really enjoy I've been enjoying your workshop since morning. Will you do consultancy for our company? Market branding and marketing consultancy. Will you help our company grow? Okay. So I was not a consultant. I just wanted to do corporate training. I said, okay, if you want me to do consultancy and help me, build your, small brand, I can do that. Let's meet for coffee tomorrow. I met that gentleman for coffee tomorrow. I thought, he was from Salem. Okay. This businessman, he had a farm. Okay. Later on, I realized that farm was 150 acres and they grew sweet corn and all. And he hired me as a consultant. And over the next 3 years, he and his group companies, I made 42 lakhs. Okay. Sitting from home. Today, work from home is a very common thing. But that time, work from home was unknown. Sitting at home, and remember, I'm a Maharashtrian. Okay. I was living in Chennai, but I didn't know Tamil. So all these things that, no, but I don't know English and I don't know. Not knowing Tamil, I had a client from Salem. I used to travel to Salem once a month. Okay. And you got to overcome all these stories and barriers. And so I did consultancy, I did training. I used to go to Thuthukudi, if you remember, Paddy. We had a guy over there. He used to conduct the training programs for 5,000 rupees. Also, I used to travel. I used to travel 12 hours for 5,000 rupees to conduct a training program. And then I should travel 12 hours back by train. Okay. In the first few years, you have to do whatever it takes. And it was, I think, in 2012 that I discovered that there is something called life coaching. That, life coaches exist worldwide. And I said, if they exist worldwide, why don't they exist here in India? And I did a coaching course. Okay. I studied coaching, what life coaching actually is and what it isn't. Okay. When there weren't any coaches proper. And I got my first client. Okay. Then now I have 363. But that time I got my first client, and then, as they say, the rest is history. I realized that coaching is a much better way of not just earning money, but supporting people. So you will discover what your dream life is at some point in time, but start somewhere. Start at least broadly in that direction. Start eliminating. No, training is not working. Training is a very crowded market. Consultancy, you want to start a restaurant. Maybe 6 months after starting a restaurant or a chart shop, you'll realize that that's not what for you. That won't work for you. Try something else. After your fourth failure, you'll realize that, oh, this is what what your real passion is about. Then do it. Today you got to start, right? And that's by 2015, my coaching business practice started flourishing. That is a good 6 years after I started. and it just exploded after 2015. That's the kind of time it takes. But you can't be stopping and giving up somewhere saying, no, I think I'll go back to a corporate job. Then it's very easy to go back to a corporate job. Okay. But it's very sad that you're just giving up on your dreams. Why would you want to do that? Just one life you have. No? Yeah, Patty.
Thank you for sharing those insights, Milind. And there's one interesting question.
Yes.
This is from Kanna S. He's asking like, hey, how can you make sure that you have your life partners also in the same mindset so that we can align and grow faster?
Got it. Communication. Okay. First thing, you need to accept your life partner. You need to understand. My life partner was obviously upset with me when I started. She was upset. My life partner was upset. My parents were upset. My in-laws were upset. Who was not upset? Okay. You need to first empathize with her. So if you're saying, how do I make, how to make our life partners also in the same mindset? Please don't force her to be in the same mindset. Okay. You need to request her to see things from your perspective. You can only request her. But if he or she doesn't, in this case, if she doesn't see it from that perspective, you got to still do it. Okay. You got to still do it alone. You can't, it's like the example I was giving to just one, somebody was speaking to, somebody was coaching today. Take, for example, and I grew up in the Sachin Tendulkar era, so I'm going to give that example. Sachin is batting, okay? And there is Rahul Dravid at the other end. Sachin doesn't score too many runs. Sachin can't come to the dressing room and say, Rahul Dravid was not rotating strike, so I couldn't score a century. Sorry, Sachin, you got to score a century whether somebody is rotating strike or not, okay? But if you improve on your communication skills, that's your best bet. You got to accept your partner. You can request your partner. Sooner or later, she will see. She will see what you are doing. She needs to see your love. If you can do that, if you can come from a place of love, if you can come from a place of empathy, that is your best bet. Okay, so that you're right. You can grow faster if both of you. My wife is completely, after the initial period, she has been my support. Okay. And I often go to her saying, what do you think I should do? So yeah, but you have to take responsibility of causing a great relationship with your life partner, of creating the relationship. You cannot be waiting for her. Neither can you enforce that, saying, how can you not see this? I'm trying to do this for us. That's not going to work.
Yeah, thank you for that side, Milind. So there's one more question. This is we are taking in some questions from audience. So let's take this one. This is from Vivek Acharya. So he's asking you, what is the first thing that gets you out of from bed in the morning? What is the fire that instigates and pushes you every single day during the tough times?
Yeah. So in my case, because of the profession, okay, let me put it this way. The word problem, okay? I have identified a problem in this world. And that problem is people live a powerless life. That's the problem I have identified. Okay. You might want to identify some other problem which society is facing. Society is facing infinite number of problems. In my case, because this is the problem that I see in society, I want to do something about that problem. Let me make it clear. Money doesn't motivate me. I want money. I want to go to Goa. I want to go to South Goa. I don't have that kind of money right now. Okay, Switzerland is a very far away thing. But money, I know money will follow. Money has never excited me. Money is only an echo of value, I think, Kiyosaki says. But when I go to family meetings, when I meet friends, when I see people on social media, I don't see a powerful planet. I don't see a powerful planet with which, I don't see powerful. I see people who are complaining. I see people who are resigned and helpless. And they're blaming the government, okay? And they don't know. It's not like they love to complain. But it's like they have no option but to, okay, what can I do? They're in that state. I see people who are struggling in their relationships. And people see, they're in debt, or they're struggling in their careers, or they're in huge amount of stress, or they're facing time management issues. Okay. Wherever I go, 9 out of 10 times, that's what I see. And I'm not going to sit and cross my fingers and twiddle my thumbs and not do anything about it. I'm going to do something about it. And for that, I need to wake up and I need to serve. And that's what I've told myself. I'm here to serve. I'm only born to serve. I'm going to serve society or whatever. I'm serving you right now. Okay. I'm here. It is my privilege to serve you. So that is what you need to wake up to be able to serve your fellow human beings. The universe will reward you. And I've seen it. Okay. I've seen it in crazy ways. I've coached millionaires. I've coached people who have crazy amount of money, and there's no shortage of money in the world. You want some, what do you want money for? Some sambar rice or some dosa you want to eat, and some Goa trip you want to take. Beyond that, okay, some education, okay, for your children. Some beyond that, what do you need money for? Okay, you want a certain lifestyle. Money will come. In fact, Paddy, I remember my conversation with you 15 years back. You said, Milind, people have money. Yeah. Don't worry about money. People will pay. Okay. I didn't believe you, Paddy, that time. I'm being honest with you. I was skeptical. I said, really, maybe people pay him. Okay. But I was struggling that time. I said, but who's paying me? Nobody's paying me. People are not even paying me. There was one seminar I conducted. I charged 200 rupees for that seminar, for a 2-hour seminar. Guess how many people came? One girl came. One student came. Ashraf, there's one guy, Sadiq, his assistant. I made him sit in the audience. I said, oh, you should look like 2 people. Then one projector guy came. I made him also sit in the audience. And I said, 200 people are not willing to pay. Today, I've seen people have money. Money is an energy. Money is a feminine energy. You need to allow it to come to you. Okay. You need to attract that energy. But you can't be chasing that energy. Have you ever tried chasing a female? She'll run away. Okay. Nothing against females. Right? But it's just a way of saying things. Money is, please don't chase money. Try and do something. Make yourself useful. Yeah. Don't just go through the motions of life. You're dead otherwise. Okay. You're just dead. This is how I coach. I'm so sorry if some of anybody getting offended over here. But this is how I coach. And this is what people pay me for. They pay me big money for this, for doing some straight talk, because most of us are numb. We don't live our life, and then we say, oh my God, I'm retired now. Okay. Or I'm already 50. I don't know where the last 10, 15 years left. Make something useful. At the end of this session, I want you to take a decision on your life. Really, is this how I really want to live my life like that? So that the question one of you asked, what I'm fired up about a problem I want to solve in society. What's the problem you're fired up about? If you say I'm not fired up, go to Chennai railway station. Okay, sit there. Go to Apollo Hospital reception. Sit there. I don't know. Go to Gemini Flyover. Sit there. Okay. Sitting in front of your computer, you're not going to figure out what problem society. Go and meet some family. Go and sit in a family function. Keep your mouth shut and just listen. You'll realize maybe it's an education problem. Maybe it's a healthcare problem. Maybe it's a shopping related problem. Maybe it's a lifestyle, recreation related problem, which people are always grappling with something, and then say, how can I be useful? Will I enjoy solving this problem? Because my problem right now is just, okay, how, the carpenter didn't do this and maid didn't do this properly and my wife is behaving this way. Go beyond those problems. No? There are larger problems you can do something about. And that should fire you up. That will wake you up. That will wake you up, and you'll not want to sleep. I have to force myself to sleep. I'm like that child which doesn't want to go to sleep. I have to force myself to sleep because I need to get 6-7 hours of sleep. Because I know I'm going to again get up in the morning. If I can do it, so can you.
Thank you, Milind. And there's another question. So this is from Sajid. Sajid is saying that he has more than 20 years of experience in sales. I've got a lot of skills, but he is not having courage to enter into entrepreneurship. So what do you do in this situation? What is your input for this scenario?
So obviously there's a specific life context we'll have to see in the case of Sajid. But I'll tell you a very general thing, because Sajid is representative of a whole lot of people over there who have the same issue. Okay. But I want to get into entrepreneurship, but I don't have the courage. Now, when you say I don't have the courage, okay, we are basically talking about fear, that I don't have that attitude in me to go beyond the fear. And you got to ask yourself, what are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? Losing money? Is that what you're afraid of? And very often people are not so afraid of losing money. That's a very minor thing. Okay. I got 20 lakhs and that whole thing will just disappear. I'll put it into some business venture, or I'll put some money here, and then 1 year I'll not earn anything, and all the money will just go in household expenses. And after 1 year, I won't have a business running and I'll have to go back to a job. Okay. And I'll lose that money. But that's a very small problem. You know, my assessment about courage and fear, you need to have the courage to be embarrassed. If you can develop that courage, when you say courage doesn't come from outside. Okay. Courage you can develop from within. And you need to, for courage to come in, no, you need to let go of something. And what do you need to let go? You need to let go of that fear of being embarrassed, because you will be embarrassed. When you will fail. Okay. So Sajid, when you become an entrepreneur, no, I pray that you get successful the first time. Okay. But if you do get successful the first time, please thank me and please give me a party, because you'll be one of the rare guys who give both of us a party. You'll be one of those rare guys who succeeded the first time in entrepreneurship, first attempt only. But if you are like the rest of the universe, and if you look at empirical evidence, you will fail. There's a 9, you remember what Kiyosaki says? Somebody asked him in the audience, Robert Kiyosaki, the other author of Rich Dad Poor Dad. He says, Mr. Kiyosaki, in entrepreneurship, 9 out of 10 businesses fail, and then still you recommend entrepreneurship? Why do you do that? He says, I know 9 out of 10 businesses fail. That's why I always start 10 businesses. Okay, that's what he says. Well, you got to have the humility to fail 9 out of 10 times. You need to have the humility to, I'll tell you something. When you fail, your spouse and your parents, okay, more likely than not, will come after you. And they'll say, we told you, you shouldn't have done this. You shouldn't have let go of that corporate job. What did you do? Be ready. Be ready. Okay. They're just playing it safe. They can't see what you're seeing. They can't see, right? They just want, it's their love speaking. They just want you to do well. They can't see you suffer. That's why they're seeing it. But be ready for that conversation. So when you're saying develop courage, you're basically developing that attitude to face the world. I mean, I won't be surprised if a couple of my relatives, okay, I think I saw one of them in this audience, where I have gone and begged for money. Okay. In fact, some of them told me, Milind, if you fail, how will you pay the bills? I'll say, I told them, I'll come to you only and beg for money here, right? To run the house. And I did that. Hey, Didi, can you give me 50,000 rupees? Hey, mom, can you give me 1 lakh rupees? I've got to, this bank is after me. Otherwise, they'll take me to court. And I did it for many years. Okay. But I was deep in debt. Many of you are not that deep in debt here. But you need to be, maybe it's not about debt, but when people call you names, people will judge you. Be okay with that. People are not okay with being judged. Many of us. That's why we don't want to fail. Fear of failure is basically the fear of people will judge me. What are you talking about? You also judge people. It's very normal. Okay. It's very difficult to not judge people. So on one hand, I can say, stop judging people, let people be, but be okay with other people judge. There's nothing abnormal. It is a human being's favorite game to judge other people, and relatives will judge you. And friends will say, especially the ones who didn't quit their jobs, okay, and who are suffering, they'll say, I told you not to quit the job. So see, you failed. Be okay with that. Just be okay. And that will give you the courage. So one is that. And second is, you need to have that, if you're getting into entrepreneurship, really, you need to really stop living for yourself. Yeah. Start living for society. Okay. Start living. It's a much more powerful way to live. And then somebody saying something to you about how stupidly you run your, business so far, it won't matter. So that step to get into entrepreneurship is really about looking at something larger, which you want to commit your life to, and overcoming the judgment of society. Society will judge you. Just be okay with that.
Okay. So there's another question. This is from Dinesh, and he has asked that, hey, I became debt free, but now I got into some sort of a complacent mode where I'm just in a comfort zone. So how do I reignite to focus on the next level?
Got it. So at least you are aware that you're in the comfort zone. Many people are not even aware that they're in the comfort zone. You know, I want to tell you a story. Can I share? If we have that much time, can I share a story,
Sure.
Paddy? Okay.
We can take it.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite stories. It's a story about two boys. Okay. So Dinesh was the person, right? So Dinesh, this is for you. It's a story of two boys, school boys. They're in a village. They're returning from their school in the village. Okay. It's a lonely road. They're going home. And on the road, there is a mango tree. Okay. Some of my clients who are watching, they'll probably remember this. So there is a mango tree, and they just every day when they pass that mango tree, they feel like climbing that mango tree and plucking the mangoes. But they don't do it because there's a big wall between the road and the mango tree. And they're like, hey, who's going to do this magachmari of climbing this wall? And it's a like pretty difficult wall to climb, okay, and to go on the other side. The tree is not very difficult to climb. So every day they just admire those mangoes and they walk past. But one day they just, one of them says, no, we got to do something about it. You know what he does? One of these boys, they're like 12-year-old boys, okay? He takes his school bag and he takes his friend's school bag. And you want to guess what he does? He takes both the school bags and he throws them on the other side of the wall where the tree is. Now, they have no choice. You know what we say in Hindi? Jak maar ke, okay? The Tamil equivalent you can figure out. Because they'll get beaten up at home if they don't go without the school boys. So they climb the wall. They have to, for the sake of the bags, at least they have to go. And they go, of course, they will climb the tree. Okay. They climb the tree, they pluck the mangoes. You know what I'm inviting you to do, Dinesh? I'm asking you to throw the bag over. You throw the bag over by attending this session. Okay. On a Saturday evening, you could have been wherever. I mean, if you're in Chennai, you could be on Marina Beach or Gardner, you could be in a mall. All of you. It's an honor. 185 of you, 186. You chose to be here. You threw the bag over. Most of us are like, should I not? Should I not? Should I not? It's in front of Netflix now is the comfort zone. Okay. You threw yourself out of the comfort zone by committing. But many a times when it comes to paying money also sometimes, and I'm not trying to hard sell anything. Paddy, I don't know if you are going to sell some program or whatever. Okay. But I'm not even trying to sell my coaching or whatever. Whatever I'm saying, anything, you want to get into entrepreneurship, learn to throw the bag over everywhere. Learn to throw the bag over. Take some risks. Do something extra. Don't just think about it. Don't just talk about it. Dinesh, you might be having some 5 ideas. Okay. Commit to one of those ideas. Sign up for some program. Attend some course. Pay money. Okay. Some people, like this, January is going to come. Okay. And what is going to happen on 1st January? New Year resolutions. And gym memberships will shoot up. Why do you want to, if any of you are thinking about joining a gym, do it today. I swear, do it today. If you have any inclination, okay, of joining a gym, do it today, right now, after this call. Go to the gym, the one which you already identified, saying on 1st Jan, I will do. What rubbish. Go there, swipe your card, your debit card, credit card, or whatever card, okay? And the moment you put in the PIN, that's when the bag is thrown over, when you enter the PIN or when you enter the OTP. Till then, the bag is not thrown over. Till then, you're only thinking. Till then, you're very comfortable. You can say, no, I won't do it. Learn to throw the bag over. It is magic. Because then you're screwed. Okay, pardon my French, but you have to then do it. I have had clients who just quit their jobs. And I'm like, why did you do that? Okay, in session after, she's showing up 1 week after the previous session. She, Milind, I quit my job. I said, are you crazy? That's not what we discussed. No, but I throw the bag over. And she's an entrepreneur today. Okay. And sometimes, in fact, she failed in between. There are people who fail and it's okay. Maybe you'll fail. Maybe you'll get stuck on the other side of the wall. So be it. But at least you'll not be in the comfort zone. Throw the
Okay.
bag over.
Thank you for that wonderful share, Milind. So we have one final question. This is from uh, another gentleman by name Milind. So this is on what is success for you?
I was wanting to answer that question. I was hoping you would ask me that question.
Okay.
My definition of success keeps changing. Okay. But you know what is my most recent definition of success? I want to wake up with a good mood every morning. How is that? I don't want to wake up with this shitty feelings and why am I living? Okay. What kind of a horrible life do I have? No. I want to wake up every morning looking forward to my day. I want to wake up every morning being grateful that I didn't die in my sleep last night. Okay. With that gratitude, I want to wake up. And irrespective of whether my bank balance is plus 25 lakhs or minus 25 lakhs, I want to wake up with a good mood. For me, success is not having money in the bank, although that's very useful. Okay. Because just having a good mood is not going to buy me an air ticket to Goa. But having a good mood every day, then it doesn't matter. I can have a good mood in Goa on the beach, or I can have a good mood in front of my computer. Okay. Or I can have a good mood with just one meal a day. But success is basically living, for me, okay, when you're just living a powerful life, when you can deal with life powerfully. Success is not even about happiness. When I'm happy, because sometimes you're not happy, sometimes you're sad. I told you I cry twice a week on an average, and it's okay to cry. I need to let out my emotions. I'm not an iPhone 14. Yeah, I'm a human being. I want to cry. I want to be. Sometimes I lose it. I'm angry. Okay. Sometimes I'm calm. Sometimes I'm very joyful. I'm cheerful. But for me, being able to control my emotions, that is success. So different, there are so many beautiful definitions of success that I can give, but it is very personal for you. Okay. But look at a definition of success for you that works for you. In my case, this is my most favorite definition. I'm very successful today because I wake up with a good mood. That's it. It's not about being India's #1 life coach. Okay, I don't care about that. I'm not in the rat race. I gave up that long time back.
Thank you so much for your insights, Milind. So we are actually running out of time. So what I will do is, like right now, I will ask the audience to look at sharing their key aha moments or whatever the takeaways in the link which I'm sharing now. So there's a link which I'm sharing here. So just make sure that you can click on this link. This is a Facebook link. So you just click on that link. It will take you to the page where we are having about this event poster. Just below, you can share whatever your key aha moments so that we would look at getting an input. So this is a feedback from you guys.
Great. So Paddy, can I add something over there?
Sure. You can want to share any final thoughts,
especially on the link which you have put, no? I
Yes.
think it's a great idea that you've created a link which people can go, and I'd really invite people to go to that link and give that feedback. And I'll tell you why that's important. It's not important from a perspective of, oh, what a great session Ravi and Milind did, okay? Because I think both of us are beyond that, and we'll be happy if you say that. I'm honored. But more importantly, these aha moments help you document what you learned. Okay. Sometimes when you just go back, see, if you don't want to click on the link, and if you want to write it just in your journal, if you want to write it in your notebook, that's perfectly okay. But when you go and put it there, okay, or in whatever forum, and you want to express yourself in some way, in a personal journal or in an online, this is I see this as a journaling exercise where you are saying, okay, see, Ravi, Paddy, what you're doing is you're forcing them to think, okay? You're saying, what did I get? Because I have no doubt that all of you have got a whole lot of things, okay? I have no doubt. I don't even need to ask you, okay? This is not arrogance. This is confidence. This is how confident I want each of the 162 of you to be, okay? So, but thoughts are amorphous. We got like whatever, I don't know, 20, 30,000 thoughts in a day. But in this session itself, right now, you must be having some hundreds of thoughts in your head saying, I got this also, I got that also. Well, when you go and put it down over there, and maybe in bullet points, saying these are the 2, 3, 4, 5 things I got, it helps you crystallize your thoughts because there are only so many words in the vocabulary that you can use. And then it helps you, then you can ask yourself, how can I apply this in my life? Because if you don't apply something which you have got today, even if you say the whole session was a waste, but one thing Paddy said, or one thing Milind said, that was useful. No problem. Okay, it is my evening useful, Paddy's evening was useful, but that you need to use it. Otherwise, it is just intellectual conversation. I tell my clients when they pay me, okay, when they pay me 75K for a 10 session engagement. Okay, I tell people these sessions are not intellectual discussions. That is not called coaching. That's called kuchi-koing. Okay, we don't want to do kuchi-koing. We want your life to change. Coaching is about action. In a way, this is group coaching. What I'm doing, addressing your questions, but it is group coaching in a way. Okay, where I'm taking your and I want you to put this. Coaching is all about actions. This is not some training program saying, interesting, good program. So what did it help? How did it help you? No, you got to make one change, and I'll be grateful for you that you made that one change in your life. Yeah, that's all I wanted to add. But otherwise, it was just absolutely wonderful, Paddy. This session.
Wonderfully summed up, Milind, and about why you need to look at documenting this and sharing what was the key learning or a takeaway. So I'm just reading out some of the takeaways. Nadeem Sheikh has shared that he has relearned again on how and why to face fear. So that's wonderful sharing, Nadeem. Dinesh says, hey, wonderful session, throw the bag away, come out of the shell. Thank you so much, Dinesh. Gaurav Ankawal has an interesting comment. I'll just reading out a few of the comments. Gaurav says, many thanks for the sessions. It's okay to, when your relatives say that you failed, they can't see what I'm saying. They love us and they have concern for us. Keep on trying. It's okay to fail. Wonderfully summed up, Gaurav. So these are some of the comments which you are getting, and I'll give you a couple of maybe one more minute for you guys to share it in the comments section. Gopi Balu, wonderful session. Find your passion, start, don't be perfect, throw your bags, face the embarrassment. So thank you, Gopi. So any other feedback, guys, just make sure that you put it in you just share it in the Facebook link, which you are. Guys, tomorrow we are having one more session. Today's session is on the mindset part, where I was actually having a conversation with Milind Jadhav on how he had undergone a very painful period in his life and a lot of challenges, and what really had helped him to come out of the debt and start creating a legacy for himself. So tomorrow's session, we are going to have another speaker. This is Rama Palaniyappan, who is an author of the book called Zero EMI Way. So he's going to share on how you get the practical aspects of getting out of debt. So tomorrow's session is at 5 p.m. Folks, we are meeting it tomorrow at evening at 5. We'll have the same notifications in the group. So in case you guys are interested, we will also get the notifications for tomorrow's session. So this is a conversation which I'm planning to have on a regular basis, maybe once a month, where we look at interviewing various personalities on how they look at facing the challenges and how they overcome those in our life. So I hope you guys found useful. So what we're going to do right now, guys, is like, how many of you want a gift from Milind? So Milind, can I share that gift?
Yeah, please do that.
So what we have done is like, see, Milind, you do a 10 coaching session for how much, Milind? 75K. Is it?
Yes, 75K.
So
yeah.
So what we decided was like, we wanted to look out at giving a free gift, because as a token of gratitude for those who are turned up today, we're going to select few lucky winners who are actually qualifying. So what we'll do is like, Milind has promised to do one complimentary session for you guys. So what for those who are among the top first 5 lucky people who are signing up. So what we'll do is like, I will just share the link. So those who are interested, who want to look at maybe getting a one-on-one session with him, this is one complimentary session, which Milind has promised to give. So what you need to do is like, you just need to fill in this form, and it shows your interest, and you could look at availing this. So for more, you can also visit Milind's website. Can you share your website?
Yeah, I'll type it here. Yeah, I hope everybody can see what I've typed.
Yeah, I just copied. It's milindjadhav.com.
Yes.
This is the website of Milind.
Yes.
So milindjadhav.com. So in case some of you are looking at sharing it, so we'll also look at maybe if you can share your social media handle to me. So I'll just put it in the community so that people can also look at starting to follow you in Instagram or Facebook, whichever is their order of preference.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, guys. Thank you for being here till now. So tomorrow's session, some of you are asking what is the details. So tomorrow I'll just share what is the agenda. Like tomorrow will be on zero EMI plan. So how you get it in the practical way? What one needs to do? So I'll just share. This is the poster for which we have done for tomorrow's session. So I'll just share this one. You're getting it. Right. So what we'll do is like I'll just share it in the group so that you all get it. So thank you so much for being here. And how many of you enjoyed the session? Just type me in the chat box if you really enjoyed the session. Thank you for being here today, guys. So thank you. So this is the feedback, guys. So many of the participants have been here and they've really found value. So thank you for being our guest today and adding so much of value to each one of us, Milind.
You're most welcome, Paddy. It was an honor and a privilege to be with you. I mean, you're not just a mentor, you're a very good friend, and it was wonderful sharing with everybody. Each of you is special. I don't know when we will cross paths, but we are connected at a different level. So I'm so glad that all of us have connected, and technology has made it possible. It's a flat world, okay? And one day, hopefully, each of you, hopefully in some way or the other, have sowed a seed for somebody to live the life of their dreams. It is possible. So please go and take action, whatever action it is, okay? Whatever baby action, baby step it is. Don't just treat this session as some nice session with you, because that's, life is too short, okay? We don't know. We don't know by next week if one of us is alive or not, okay? So I'm just one, Paddy, you asked me my social media links. I'm just sharing a link here. I think everybody can see it now. So if you click on that link, all my social media is there in that link. It's lead.me/Milind Jadhav. So you can connect with me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, wherever you want. I'll be very honored to be connected with you.
Thank you so much, Milind. Thank you everyone for joining in. So we look forward to see you in another session very soon. Tomorrow, actually, the session is at 5 p.m. So you can just be in that WhatsApp community so that you'll get the invite for tomorrow's session.
Certainly.
Yeah. Thank you, Milind. Thank you for joining in. Look forward to hear from you very soon.
Thank you. Thank you once again.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.